Cheers and hello. I'm coming at you first thing Friday morning, October 7th. It's Bandcamp Friday, and I would like to ask for your support and encourage you to buy some music. I want to just do a little bit of business before I show what I was listening to yesterday. Bandcamp Friday is important, and it really does actually help us artists. When people buy the music, it's actual income, and I appreciate it. To start off talking right quick, though, I showed you the Muffins Baker's Dozen yesterday, and I got into the first. Haven't gotten to the first 4 discs yet, but the first 2, and I must say, Dave, that it's like, wow, the Muffins were multifaceted, lots of improvisation going on, a lot of ideas, and a lot of substantial music there. It's not throwaway, and that's always not always, but that's a concern when people do things like box sets or special editions with extra tracks that, the stuff is throwaway. And this stuff is pretty substantial, and I can see where some of it could have been released and maybe why it wasn't, but pretty cool. But there's a direct connection between me and the Muffins, the band. Dave Newhouse, the fellow there on sax, he continues the Muffins legacy with his project Manna Mirage. I've talked about it before, and I just showed you Blue Dogs. So there's 1, 2, 3 out so far. There's a new one coming. But I'm happy to say that I'm on this Manna Mirage. I play bass on 1 track. This is on Bandcamp too. And also the one after it, Manna Mirage, Man Out of Time. I play bass on this as well. I'm honored to be part of the ongoing saga of the Muffins legacy. Thought I'd mention that. You can find this stuff on Bandcamp too. Manna Mirage. It's pretty simple. Okay, I'll leave the link to my Bandcamp below. Besides the digital work on Bandcamp, I do have physical product. I've got a few more of Dereck number 2. I put this out in 2004 with the idea of trying one more time of doing the music thing seriously. Even put a barcode on it, which I don't particularly care for, but it's business. I have these for sale through my Bandcamp. I have this compilation, The World is Burning, put out by Randy's Alternative Music. And this is I highly recommend this. When you buy this through me, the order goes to Randy's record store in Pittsburgh, and he fills it. But he's got maybe 60 copies of this left. That's available through Bandcamp. I have just a few physical copies left of this. It's not an impressive cover, but the music is good. If you like my music, everything from Flyover to Future Still, that's on here. That type of work is on here. Life After X. This is a independent movie soundtrack, a movie by Jim Fields. I've got just a few of these left, and they're gone. I've got 5 of these left. The Door, a project I did with visual artist and singer Ariane Bird Williams. And this is pretty damn good too. This I don't have any more physical copies of, but people are taking notice. This came out right before Future Still. So if you like Future Still, you'll really like this. 2020. I made 100 of these and they sold right away. I may look into seeing if the manufacturer, I've forgotten who I did it with. I'll have to look up the paperwork to see if they still have the parts. Maybe I can do a reorder. So there's that stuff, physical, and also you can still, through Bandcamp, you can still buy my new album, Future Still. I'd appreciate your support, and also some of you who haven't really listened will appreciate the music. To tell you about some other music before I go, last night I pulled this because I couldn't remember what it was like. I do have a lot of music to review. Marcin, Wasilowski, Slawomir Kirkiewicz, and Michael Miskiewicz, Faithful. It's a trio. It's on ECM. This came out in 2011. This is really good. And it really fits the ECM aesthetic, but it doesn't copy it. This doesn't sound like other people. It doesn't sound like Keith Jarrett. It doesn't sound like Art Land or anyone. This is fresh. It's very melodic. I don't know how to describe the chord changes and modes that I hear in certain types of jazz that I don't hear in rock music. Those kinds of chord changes and modes are on this. It's really quite good. And the soloing is fresh. The whole band, actually, I was really impressed with how well the three of them play together. They really listen to each other closely. That was good listening last night. This is probably my favorite album on the Windham Hill label. And it's a compilation. Soul of the Machine. Got this years ago, first as a compact disc. And the artist that got me to get it was Fred Simon on here. His piece, Time in the River, on here I love that piece. And I really like Fred Simon's work. But the programming of the pieces on this album is stellar. I think it really works as a program in and of itself. And everything on here really works. This is my favorite album on the Windham Hill label. Psychopunk, if you happen to see this sometime, you'll remember that you sent this album to me, saying that, it kind of escaped you. Well, I can explain why. This is Estet Serenade by Roland P. Young. It looks like it's supposed to be really, well, it is. It's good. It's there's a depth to it, but the problem is there is a problem, and my ears pick up on it, and they don't like it. The brother's horn is not in tune. It doesn't sound like it's in tune with itself. And so consequently, when he plays certain intervals, to me, it's very noticeable. Now, I understand about just intonation, where the actual intervals are not harmonically correct, but they're mathematically correct. I think I got that right. And so you'll hear this, you can hear it. I don't think that's what he's doing here. But on some of the tracks, not on all the tracks, on some of the tracks it really takes away from what he was doing, because it's actually pretty good. But Psychopunk gave that to me. Thanks, if you see it, Psych. Heading into the weekend. Looking forward to the Black Midi show tomorrow. I checked out the opening hip-hop artist. I can see how he fits on their bill. So I'm looking forward to checking the whole night out. I was going to try to talk about some new artists that I check out through video, but my chip is out there. My USB is out in the TV. I would put it in the computer to access the names to tell you. I can't remember. There's some. One I can remember is, I think she's from Iran. I just turned myself on to Queen G through some really eye-popping video, but the music, the tracks, I don't speak Iranian, so I don't know what she's saying, but the flow and the construction of the tracks behind her is really good, and the videos are good too. Queen G. That's a new artist that I thought was pretty cool. Folks, show some support for people on Bandcamp Friday. We really need it, okay? I mean, it's the truth, you know? Okay, have a good weekend. Well, family, I gotta always say that, Stephanie, because I know you check in. Kareem, I know you do. Love you all. Love all of you. L.E., Cosmic Drifter, all of y'all folks. All of you. Can't remember your names all the time, but I know you're there. Take care.